What is going on, y'all? Shook here, back with another video on the Resto Shaman this time, doing some 2v2 with Plum on his Death Knight. These matches are from the War Within Season 3. I'm playing the Farseer Build, which I will pop up on the screen here for just a second, and there will also be a build code in the description of the video for those who are curious. This first match is against a Holy Paladin and a Warrior. Warrior is always a tough matchup for Death Knights, but Resto Shaman has a lot of healing output. Right here you can see me pre-trimmer that fear. I had a feeling that if I got close enough he would want to fear, so I went ahead and did it. I was not able to ground that Hodge though, which was pretty obvious. It looks like he aura masteried for the Repentance, so I am going to go ahead and trinket here and use my Ancestral's Guidance. Also popped Healing Tide. And it looks like Plum wants to connect with the Paladin. I, right here, should have canceled Lightning Lasso. That was, again, just another, like, obvious pummel that he was coming to kick me there to stop the Lightning Lasso. So right here, you can see he wants to go for the Repentance. I should have probably Thunderstormed there, but it ends up being okay. He got me into the chain CC here where I don't have an in-between, but I am going to get the Ancestor out here, and I'm probably going to be able to pick Plum up because he was able to get the blind on the Warrior. Plum is also going to pop Lichborn here for the damage reduction. You can see the Pally just getting very, very low. He was playing hyper aggressive. And you can see he's not even trying to cast at the moment. I think one thing I could have done differently was just utilize Thunderstorm a lot more. Right there, I actually did try and cancel my cast of the Lightning Lasso. It just didn't go off in time. So that one was a little less on me for that one. Looks like they have chained me into the Repentance, into the Hodge. Plum gets dangerously low, but he is able to kill the Warrior. I think the Paladin just played hyper aggressive. We are around 2234 for the starting MMR, and I think for this session we actually didn't lose a single match, so we ended the session at like around 2300 or something like that. So we bounced around 2200, and then I think at the very end we were 23. So pretty good session overall. Can't complain when you don't lose a match. This one is against a Shadow Priest and a Resto Druid. I would say we're much more favored in this matchup versus the Warrior matchup. This one should be, a lot more in our favor. He goes ahead and he trinkets the Lightning Lasso. The Druid wants to come in. He uses his Night Elf Racial to get the Rake Stun on me. They're doing big damage to Plum. I go ahead and lay Healing Tide here so I can use some of my instant cast Healing Surges. And you can see me trying to get the heals on Plum there, but they're trying to make him LOS me. He was coming in for the fear, super obvious. Definitely should have trimmered that one. Plum goes for the pet kick, and he's able to stop a lot of the burst, so they don't get a whole lot of pressure off that fear. Their whole goal with this comp is basically just going to be to cross CC, so they're going to want to do the stuns on Plum, usually the Druid stuns, and then they are going to want to CC me with like a fear or a clone or something like that. And it looks like we get them in the cross CC this time with just Plum's blind, which is super good. And you can see me going for the purge. He actually silenced Plum there, and he was able to remove Earth Shield. So I do need to get that back up. You can see me going for the grounding there, and I just didn't have enough haste. Almost got it off. I am going to go ahead and just relay grounding there, and it looks like he killed it almost immediately. It's probably worth resetting, but I decided not to because Plum is full health. It looks like he gripped his Druid. The Druid used his Ancient form, and we are trying to just kind of lock down the Shadow Priest. It looks like he wants to go me for a second, so I'm just kind of LOSing. I'm not too worried about that. We get Iron Bark on them. I'm doing my Lightning Lasso. The Druid gets rooted. He comes in, and I Thunderstorm him away. Again, there was another fear, but I did trimmer this one, so that one was another blatantly obvious fear. At least we got the trimmer for that one. Looks like I did lay Healing Tide here, so this should negate a lot of the burst. Druid did get a re-stealth, so you're going to see me reset my focus quite a bit in this matchup. I'm also trying to purge off that power infusion from them. And again, looks like the Shadow Priest wants to go me, that's good for us. I don't think he can actually ever take me down until dampening is really, really high. or they can get just a fully, like a really long stun combo with him having Siphoned up for the entire time. So right here you can see me getting a bunch of lava burst out. It's going to be really good pressure for us. He does get the fear on me there. I didn't quite have my trimmer back up. It had like 8 seconds left. And I need to reapply Earth Shield. There's the Earth Shield on Plum. There's the Ancient Form from the Druid. He does stun me, so as long as he doesn't get me into the clone here, we should be okay. It looks like Plum is about to pop his cooldown, so he's going to get a lot of pressure. And Plum kicks the Halo there, which is really good. He's going to grip that. I'm going to put the root on top of here and go for the stun. Looks like the Druid immediately killed my Cap Totem, and he goes for the stun on me. Here comes their cross CC that I was talking about. But Plum has just an absolute ton of pressure here, and he's actually chasing down the Druid, and the Priest grips the Druid away to kind of save him. I'm trying to Lightning Lasso the Priest. The Druid comes back, and he uses his kick on me. So it was a really good play by the Druid not to kind of panic there and to get the kick. I'm going to go over here and lay my Earth Grab Totem on him just to keep him in combat. I don't want him to get another stealth so he gets another rake stun on us, because it's really annoying. You can see him fake casting the clones there. He wants to try and get us in a full clone. Definitely should have grounded that one. I thought he was going to fake it again. And he does get Plum in the clone this time. So I'm just trying to LOS because he's not going to take any damage in that. Here's their power infusion. So this is going to be kind of their big go. You can see me spamming grounding here. And he wants to get the fear. It's going to be a DR'd fear. And I'm going to lay my healing tide and pick Plum back up. Plum does get them in the double blind, which allows us to recover. It looks like the priest had a crazy good Mass Dispel there, where he basically predicted that I was going to go for the Earth Grab. I did have my Cage Totem there. Might have been worth using, honestly. I thought the priest was coming in for a fear there, but you could see he didn't actually have it back up, so I unfortunately used my Tremor Totem already. I am going to pop Ascendance off this. I'm going to trig it late and go ahead and pop Ascendance, because dampening is so high that if we just get a little bit of pressure here, we're going to win. There is the Night Elf Racial from the Shadow Priest, and dampening was just too high, and the Druid was not able to pick him up anymore. So that was definitely a match in our favor, but they played it really, really well. This next one is a Windwalker and a Resto Shaman. I actually think this might have been the first match of the session, and my fingers were definitely not warmed up for this one, especially for him to be kind of tunneling me. You can see him doing like big damage here. Normally what I want to do is lay Earthen Wall immediately, but I went ahead and pressed Link because I was scared I was going to get in that Touch of Death range. So not ideal to be having to use that many cooldowns in the opener here. He's going to try and do the Slicing Wind. He does trinket my Lightning Lasso, going for the Fist of Fury. You can see Plum kind of pulling him off here. I do get my Earthen Wall down now, and I'm just kind of trying to pick myself up. It looks like he went for the Lightning Lasso on me. I'm trying to root him. I'm going to Thunderstorm him here for just a second. He's going to immediately get back on me, but I have kind of stabilized for the moment. I'm using my Stone Bulwark Totem, so that is going to provide me with a little bit of a shield every time it ticks. I'm going to get stunned here, so it's going to get a little bit sketchy. I don't have Ancestor quite yet, but it looks like he doesn't have a whole lot of damage at the moment either with that stun. I'm going to Lightning Lasso. The Shaman actually was able to kick me before he got around the corner, so a little bit unfortunate. Probably should have used my Ghost Wolf there and gotten around the corner before I did that to him, just because the monk doesn't have Trinket. Looks like he is getting ready to do big damage to me. But he also needs to pay attention to his Shaman, because Plum is about to do big damage to the Shaman. There's the Celestial Conduit on me. It's definitely worth using my wall, which I go ahead and do. And I also look like I use Healing Tide there, and Plum was able to take down the Shaman. So this one was not a great warm-up game, but that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. And this last match is against an Affliction warlock and a holy priest, and I was a massive doofus and did not take Curse Dispel. So I have two different specs, one with Curse Dispel, one without, and I don't remember what we were chatting about, something about Legion Remix, and I forgot to change my specs. So I made this match significantly more difficult than it needed to be, just because it's going to limit the warlock's damage output if I'm able to dispel curses and stuff like that. You can see there they dispel Earth Shield off Plum, and the big damage is coming out, reapplying Earth Shield every time it gets dispelled. His Haunt is going to give him instant casts, kind of like Shadow Bolts, and you can see he is doing big damage, but so is Plum. Plum's going to be basically cleaving everything with his pets, including the Warlock's pets. I'm just trying to LOS here for a second and toss out Lava Burst when I can. We got Ray of Hope, Apotheosis, and Guardian from the Priest already, so he's used quite a few major cooldowns. So as long as, I don't know, we don't goof, we should be okay. Just because Shaman output is a little bit higher than Priest output, and I do feel like as long as Plum like basically keeps his foot on the gas, we should be okay. But again, Affliction Warlock does just a ton of damage. Like you can see here, I actually have my Ascendance rolling, and I'm still not quite picking us up. So there's the Ancestor though, and that will for sure do it. It looks like here comes the Haunt, and Plum is grooving him in for the double blind. Probably should have gone for the Hex there, honestly. It looks like there's another Ray of Hope, and he locked me on that, so I went ahead and used my Lightning Lasso. Probably, I don't know, I think pushing him for the Hex there would have been really good, just because the Priest doesn't have his Trinket for a few more seconds. So I might go for it here. Yeah, I'm going for the Hex here, and Plum is doing big damage. I'm going to go ahead and lay Tremor Totem for him since he's just trying to peel. It looks like we did get Trinket immediately from the Priest, but I don't think he's going to be able to recover because I'm going to try and kick right there. So tough matchup, but again, we're probably favored on that, especially if I take Curse Dispel. Hope you guys enjoyed these. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, helps me out a ton, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.